All right, guys, back with another ARV example. I'm very excited about this one because you can see where we are. We're in Houston, Texas. The first thing I want to bring to your attention, Texas is a non-disclosure state. Just like previously we talked non-disclosure, I believe there's 12 states that are non-disclosure states. What does that mean? That means publicly they do not have to release the actual sold comps. That's an issue, or it could be an issue because we base our ARV off of sold comps. I'm going to show you right here how we get around that. You don't necessarily need the sold comps to see what a house will sell for. So all non-disclosure states, if you're in that market, pay attention to this lesson. Here we go. We got 3017 Melbourne Street. We have a 3-2, 1222 square foot home. Just like before, we're going to scroll down to our map. We're going to expand that map. First thing we see is what? There's subject property. We know about what area we're going to focus on, right? So let's click on nearby homes for sale. All right, so where's our area? We're in Melbourne Street. We're right in here. I'm going to zoom out one time. Pretty easy to tell what we're going to focus on, right? We don't want to pass this major street. We don't want to pass that major street. We definitely don't want to pass an interstate. So here's our focus area. So let's go ahead and use our draw tool. We'll draw around our focus area. Boom. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we have on the right hand side, we have our table. We have everything just like before. So we would go to filters. And since we do not have sold comps, we can't use sold comps because if it's non-disclosure, they can put anything in there. That's why you don't use the sold comps in non-disclosure states, because it can be any number whoever wants to put on a public site. So what we're going to do, we're going to use for sale. We're going to keep that selected. We're going to go down to house. We're going to unselect, deselect, coming soon, and we got active, and we're going to select under contract. So now we have the active listings, what's currently listed, and we have what's under contract. We're going to use those two to figure out the ARV instead of sold comps. Why? Because, I mean, if it's active and it's actually under contract, then it's the current market value that it's listed for. These rehabbers, when they go and they have access to the MLS, and they're going to go and they're going to see what square foot they can sell the house for. So if it is listed active and it's under contract, then that's probably the price per square foot that we want to use, right? So we're going to go down. We have active, we have under contract, and then we're still going to knock out those new builds. 1990, we're going to knock that out. All right, so we got 3 homes to play with. Let's see. We're going to sort just like we do before, price per square foot. And there you go. We have these two, 3-2, 3-2, both of them the same square footage. What's our square foot? Our subject property is 1222, right? 3-2, 1222. So we already know that these are great comps if they're renovated. Let's click on it. Beautiful. Look at that. Fully renovated, right? Let's see the next one. Fully renovated, beautiful, right? So these two are renovated homes that we can use for our comps. One sold for $195, or not sold. One's listed for $195 a foot. The other is listed for $200 a foot. So even though we don't have sold comps, we know around that range is what a renovated home is going for currently. It's not perfect. Your sold comps are perfect, but we don't have access to that data because we don't have a license. We're not realtors, right? It's non-disclosure. So, right, what I would do, right smack dab in the middle for my ARV. Instead of 195, 200, I would do, to be safe, let's assume ours will be 198 a square foot, just so we play in the middle, right? So 198 a square foot multiplied by our subject property, which is 1222. So that means our ARV for our subject property is $241,000. right? And even if we go back here, you see this one's 265. It's a little bit bigger. This one's 260, a little bit bigger. Ours would fit in right there, 241. It's 100 square feet smaller than these. So that's just because a state is non-disclosure, just because we don't have access to sold comps does not mean we can't comp ARVs. And this is a perfect example for that. I'll see you guys in the next chapter.